For more now, we're joined by the Senate GOP policy chair, the number 4 Republican in the Senate, West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Senator, so appreciate you coming back on the show. A brand new Reuters Ipsos poll out today found 61% of voters disapprove of how Trump is handling cost of living issues. The administration is certainly making headlines today on Iran and Greenland again. And this comes on the heels of the action in Venezuela. Is the Trump White House spending too much time focused on foreign policy at the expense of pocketbook issues that will win or lose the midterms?
Well, I think obviously the international issues are not just timely, but exceedingly important to the security of our own nation. So I don't think you can spend too much time on those issues because at the end we have to be safe. I will say on affordability, this is the issue. We still see people struggling to pay grocery bills and meet the power bills and the mortgage rates. These are still issues that the president has been focused on and will continue to be. I mean, we have to keep in mind that the Working Families Tax Cut bill is the main effects of it have not really gone into to be felt yet by the American public, which would be more money back on your taxes, more money for your child care, more ability to stretch that dollar a little bit farther. But I think the president is focusing on this in terms of job creation, energy production, and you see he's working with the agricultural committee or agriculture community to try to help with those food price issues. I feel confident that will be his focus as we move in through the summer, because that's what the American people are really concerned about.
We just learned today that 800,000 fewer Americans signed up for the Affordable Care Act this year. The House passed an extension of those ACA subsidies, and the Senate is working on a compromise. It's estimated roughly 50,000 West Virginians are paying about $1,400 more this year for health care since the ACA subsidies expired, if they kept it at all. What's your message to residents in your state who are now paying more?
Well, you know, I have heard from a lot of people. It's mostly people who are in small businesses, people that have retired early and had planned based on previous insurance costs, what the cost of those would be, and then they see without the subsidies how it skyrocketed. I mean, I'm for looking for a solution to this. I'm for looking for ways to not just bring down costs, but to have consumers have more of the say, not just pour more money into the insurance companies. These talks are going on right now. I'm very supportive of the talks. I'm hoping that we can, even though at this late hour, still make a meaningful adjustment here so that those 50,000 West Virginians are not seeing that enormous rise and then others are not falling off of their insurance. That's the worst, is the falling off insurance part of it is costly to everybody, not to mention in terms of money, but in terms of health care and constant monitoring of your health. This is not a good situation.
Yesterday, the Supreme Court heard arguments in a landmark case involving a West Virginia law banning transgender girls from competing on girls' sports teams. You're, of course, very passionate about this issue. You're also a runner and athlete. It appeared that the court is likely to uphold the law. Was that your reading of the arguments?
That is my reading of the arguments, because it's a common sense case in front of the court. If you look at it, it's should girls be able to be safe and be treated fairly in their own sports arena. Girls' sports arena is something I'm very passionate about, and we've seen across the country that transgenders, when they enter into competition, it skews the playing field against girls, and it's not fair. And so I know sports can do a lot of things for girls and women. We fought too hard since Title IX of 1972 to have to backslide, and I feel like that's what this would be.
Now, what would your message be to Becky Pepper Jackson, your 15-year-old constituent and the only known openly transgender athlete in any sport in your state, who says that this law will effectively deny her the opportunity to play the sport that she loves on a team that has accepted her?
Well, I think quite honestly that it presents an uneven playing field. I mean, she has had through her years, she was born a boy, and so that gives you certain advantages. Every study that's ever been done shows that they're faster, stronger, quicker, grow bigger. I mean, all of the things that we know happens here. And so I would encourage her to find a sport that's co-ed and they can all play those sports together. And, you know, I'd like to see her be able to compete, but I still don't think it's an even and fair playing field for her to compete against girls at her high school or in the conference or in the state.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito, so appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.